Teachers talking sports. What does we do? How we live, and it's Wednesday, so normally I'd say we got a Thursday night football game, but we got three Thanksgiving games. We got a Black Friday game. We got a lot of NFL action. It's time for my weekly picks against the spread, and after last week, I'm exactly 500 on the season. My third year doing it. You see the first 2 years. First year, well over 500. Second year, a little bit over 500. This year, exactly 500. I had 5 straight weeks where I didn't have a losing week. 2 of those weeks were exactly 500, but this past week went 5-8-1. 3 games were the final score was half a point away from the spread. I lost all 3 of them. That really hurt, putting me at 500. But, let's ensure that 3 out of 3 years I get over 500 with a. Now let's start with this week. But let's get into it. No teams have buys this week, so we got a 16-game slate. This isn't the one I meant to show. Those are the later games. Let's start with the 3 Thanksgiving games, starting with the Lions favored by 2.5 versus the Packers. I just think the Lions have a heavy dose of Jahmyr Gibbs. They lost the first game to the Packers. I think the two split this series. Lions cover the spread. This was actually a tough one because, yes, the Cowboys have been playing better defense since acquiring Quinn Williams. But really more of a must-win for the Cowboys, I should say, than the Chiefs. But I think the Chiefs are going to go on, maybe not a run where they sweep the rest of the regular season, but I think they finished the year 10-7, maybe 11-6. Win the majority of their games, and that includes this game here. I'm going to take the Bengals with Joe Burrow returning. If you ask me who I think is going to win, I think Baltimore wins, but I think Baltimore at least keeps it relatively close. So Bengals cover, Ravens win. Then we got our Friday game, Bears at Eagles. Both teams have 3 losses, so why a 7-point spread? Well, the Bears actually have a negative point differential on the season. But the Eagles, again, we're just looking for them to really click on all cylinders. It hasn't happened. Blew a 21-0 lead last week to the Cowboys. Bears keep it close. I'd probably pick the Eagles to win, but again, second straight game. I think the team that's going to lose finds a way to cover. Might think the same here because I think this is going to be a close game. Texans defense really has been very good of late. Davis Mills, 3-0 as a starting quarterback. Again, sometimes it's hard making these picks on Wednesday because you don't know exactly who's going to play on Sunday. Guys that are questionable, you're not really fully aware of who's going to play. I'm going to guess CJ Stroud plays, but regardless, I think the defense keeps them in the game. This is a close game that the Texans cover. This is a tough one because I think I've picked the Titans 2 straight weeks and they've won. I think if this spread was a point more, I would take the Titans. But I think, maybe I'll get, I'll, after an 0-3 week and spreads that are half point away, maybe I get it this week where the Jaguars win by 7, and barely cover against the Titans. Right now, the Rams just look like the best team in the NFL. The Panthers still in a race for the NFC South because the Buccaneers are somewhat floundering. But, the way the Rams are playing, I think they win by at least 2 touchdowns. This is a game where Myles Garrett might get another 3 sacks, but the 49ers find a way to win. Definitely a bigger test for Shedeur Sanders than his game against the Raiders. Be interesting to see how he performs, but I think Brock Purdy plays a little better, even if Myles Garrett is, in his face all game. Let's take a look at the rest of the schedule. Don't look now. The Dolphins have been playing much better of late. Still going to take a mild miracle for them to reach the postseason. But they're just, right now, they look like a much better team than the Saints. So I think they win by at least a touchdown, especially at home. Tough one here. I'm going to take the Jets being at home. Tyrod Taylor least makes the offense look a little better than those, 40, 50-yard passing games from Justin Fields. Although the Falcons have been getting a boatload of sacks of late, but the Jets find a way to cover, maybe not even win, maybe lose by one or two, but cover. Interesting game because, again, picking Wednesday kind of stinks, but I always want to pick before all the games. And we know that Baker Mayfield, we're not really sure if he's going to play, but I'm going to. I'm going to guess that he's not going to. And if it's Teddy Bridgewater, I think Jacoby Brissett just outperforms him. Shout out Michael Wilson. What a couple past weeks he's had. Of course, they have Trey McBride. Cardinals offense just looks a little bit better at this point, and especially if Bridgewater starts, give me the Cardinals. Seahawks, I said the Rams might look like the best team in the NFL. Seahawks might look like the second best. I mean, they only lost by 2 to the Rams, and that's in a game that Sam Darnold threw 4 interceptions. We're going to have J.J. McCarthy out. Max Brosner is going to start for the Vikings. Seahawks aren't exactly his best first matchup, so I think the Seahawks win by at least 2 touchdowns. Chargers, yes, they got a playoff spot, but to me, they just don't look like a great team, especially with Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater out. Justin Herbert's life's been a little bit more challenging. Max Crosby, I think this game where he gets at least 2 sacks. Chargers probably win, but give me the Raiders to cover. Bills with a little bit of a longer leeway, a little bit longer of a break after a Thursday night game where they lost to the Texans. Aaron Rodgers, I'm going to guess he's going to return, but nonetheless, I don't think Brandon Cooks is really a needle mover. The Bills did sign him, but this is really a game where the Bills need to show out if they want to be a Super Bowl contender. I think Josh Allen doesn't go back to the 6 touchdown Josh Allen that we saw 2 weeks ago, but I'd say combines for at least 3 rushing, passing touchdowns. When I saw the spread this morning was 6.5, now it's 5.5. Maybe they think Jaden Daniels is going to play. Even without Patrick Surtain II, the Broncos defense is just awesome. Commanders, I think, might be getting Terry McLaurin back too. Again, Wednesday. You don't know who's going to play. But I think the Broncos continue their lengthy winning streak. And I'm a Giants fan. I pick for them. I pick against them. I want to go back and see my record in their games because I think it's probably a decent amount under 500. I just don't know what to do with them. This spread was 7 this morning. Now it's 7.5. Dart, Winston, I don't know. I don't really care. I think the Giants keep it close. Patriots win. But let me know in the comments who are some of your best bets. Which picks do you agree with? Which do you disagree with? Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Enjoy the 3 games tomorrow. Enjoy your Black Friday game as well. Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Subscribe. Like the video, share video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.